That negative voice in your head, it's not yours. It was planted. Yes, you heard me right. That negative voice in your head is not yours. It was planted. Planted by your experiences, planted by your education, your friends, the social media, swiping around. Let me take a couple of steps back. Why do you need to worry about this? Well, in today's era, in the workplace, as an engineer or as anyone, if you do not notice those negative voices in your head, you will be stuck. You will be frustrated. You won't get that promotion that you're seeking. You wonder why the world is against you. And the reason why is because the way that you think determines the way that you feel. Out of that feeling comes the way that you'll act. And the way that you act will give you the results that you get. Now, most of us aren't impressed with the results and will try to act differently. But if we haven't changed the feelings, and most importantly, the thoughts, then we will never change a result. So what do you want to do about this? How can we get rid of this? Well, this story doesn't just apply to your career. It applies to your life. And the first thing that you need to do is to believe that it's possible. Believe that it's possible for you to get a career. Believe that it's possible to become a CEO. I mean, you look around you. So a lot of us do believe that it's possible. But most of us don't believe that it's possible for ourselves. And that's an important ingredient as you seek career success as an engineer. Now, I like to tell this story because it's a story related to health, but it applies in any of our lives. There was a boy named Michael, and he was about 7 years old. And unfortunately, he had a brain injury. His parents had been with him in the hospital night and day. And the doctors had done what they could. They had done multiple scans, given him multiple medicines and procedures, but it just wasn't working. And they had essentially told his parents that we've done all we can. However, there was one last method that hadn't been tested. It wasn't a medical method. It was a psychological method. And they asked his parents if they were willing to try it. And of course, they said yes. They were willing to try anything to keep their son, Michael, with them for a longer time, even just one more day. The psychologist came through and he said, "Hi, Michael." And Michael's like, "Hi, you're still able to move around, but there was definitely things wrong internally." And he said, "Michael, we're going to be doing some drawing today. And I want you to draw on this page. What do you think is going on?" And he's like, "Well, I know I've got a tumor in my head, or I think it was cancer." And he's like, "Draw on this picture how you feel about that monster." And so he drew a little picture of himself, and he drew this small little boy, but next to him, he drew a big monster, a huge monster. And so that let the psychologist know that in Michael's brain, he could see himself as a small boy, and that this cancer that was causing this brain injury was a big monster. And so the doctor said, "Look, I want you to put some, I want you to give yourself a gun, put the gun in your hands, Michael, and put some yucky nostrils onto your monster. And what you're going to do is you're going to have this sticky green goo coming out of your gun, and you're going to use it to plug up that monster." Okay? So Michael drew a little gun in his hand, and he drew the nostrils onto the monster, and he was shooting, and he started to color in some of the holes on the monster. And day by day, he started to do that. And every day he'd come back, he'd draw the picture, and he'd shoot a bit more goo, sticky goo, into that monster's monster's nostrils. And slowly but surely, every time he'd come back and redraw this picture, Michael started to draw an image of himself getting stronger and the monster getting smaller as all the holes were becoming blocked. And the doctor told him, as you're sticking all this green goo, this monster's dying, you're getting stronger and stronger. And he believed it. And it came out onto that image that he drew. He became stronger and stronger. And he was well enough now, after a few weeks, to actually leave the hospital. But he continued on this exercise. And what was impressive was that after a few more months, Michael was out kicking the football, playing soccer with his kids in the same age as him. Tremendous. And the reason I use this example is because the first step that's important to get those negative voices out of your head is to identify them. Identify that you have got some thoughts that are not serving you. I'm not sure if most of us know, but where your focus goes, your energy flows. And most of us focus on what we don't want. We focus on, we don't want to not have enough money. We don't want to not get that job. We don't want to seem stupid. We don't want to get that judgment. We don't focus on what we do want. I want abundance. I want to support the changes I want. I want to be more confident. I want to be more clear. I want to, focusing on the things that you desire helps your brain to figure out and cut through the mess, cut through the amount of information that's coming to it, to prioritize and seek. If you like, your brain is like a magnet. It'll draw what you focus on. It'll pull to it what you focus on. Okay, so the first thing is to acknowledge what you're focusing on and to change them. Change those thoughts so you can change how you feel, so you can change how you act, so you can change the results you get. All right, that's step one. Step two, visualize the result that you want. A lot of us think this is all woo-woo and we don't take the time to do it. We'll take our time to go to the gym, take our time to journal our thoughts, but we don't take the time to visualize. Close your eyes and imagine yourself, where you want to be, what results you want to get, and how it's going to feel once you've got it. And spend some time until that image in your mind's eye becomes clearer and clearer. Talk to all the billionaires out there today, probably a whole bunch of those millionaires as well, and they incorporate some sort of level of visualization into their routine. They incorporate some level of visualization into their routine. Try it. Every day before you go to sleep, you visualize who you want to be, who you want to become, what that looks like, what does it feel like. And when you wake up, put that image in your head again and add a new detail. Make it clearer, make it high def, so your brain can go and seek it and attract towards you what you're thinking of. Now, the last step is ready for you to get to, but before I finish off and give you that last step, I want you to know that down in the comments, I've got a resource for you to help you dig deeper into this, to help you tackle that self-doubt and make it not hinder you further. Okay? Now, the last step, step 3. So we've got step 1 is to acknowledge these thoughts. Step 2, catch and cancel. And step 3, I want you to be able to swap those negative thoughts. Step 2 was visualize, and step 3 is to catch and cancel. Swap those negative thoughts with something that is empowering. Remove those limiting beliefs and swap them with something that's empowering. Okay, and throughout the day, you're going to have to start to do this. Get this into a pattern. Practice it. You've been practicing all your life to have negative images. You've been practicing all your life to think that the worst is going to happen or to not expect the best. Yeah? So swap those with empowering thoughts Swap them with gratitude for what's already happened. That's excellent. Acknowledge the good things, right? Celebrate the successes. A lot of us zone in on the negative things. If we get some feedback, we think about the negative feedback instead of the constructive and positive feedback that's been provided, right? So don't let your brain just seek the negative things. Seek out the positive. Seek out what you do want, and you will see the possibilities are endless. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I want you to see my other video on 3 tips for career success as a female engineer. All right. I know this will help you. This provides a foundation that a lot of us don't adhere to. So the foundation is your thoughts. The foundation is what you believe in. Foundation is acknowledging those negative thoughts and replacing them with positive thoughts. And then you can go through and apply the rest of the ideas that I've got in this video for you here before. Okay, if you like this video, comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. And if you've ever realized how much your thoughts impact your career success. Thanks.